star rolls and once again delivers. Lag are off to a 3-0 start to ECL. Can they shock the scene and make it 4-0?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was a really good point you brought up too. I think Nyx was sitting at like 16-6 in the beginning of the first half, and then I think it was like OG Wizard was like 14-4 at one point. Like it was just a lot. It was just so much to take in here, and Lag played such a great first half, going 10-2. Is it going to be the same case? I have no idea, but right now it looks like a little bit more high tail action coming through from Wildcard. The Glocks, they're starting to sing.
Yeah, unable to connect on that. And a quick little 3 versus 5 move, but Nyx is still in towards Palace. Unfortunately, these pistol rounds are about hitting the headshots, and it's actually the Swedes turning up in the server here. Finally, some reprieve for Wildcard, as it's Fuzi with 3. That is some relief.
It's about damn time, right? I mean, we needed to see somebody, the new additions. Like, we wanted to put a little bit more spotlight. He is the player to watch, like we talked, the Kidia player to watch. And there we go. Finally, a nice big 3K to start things off. They get themselves on the T side, a little bit more activated on this. So I didn't mind that idea from Lag. I mean, they tried, to just play a bit of a standard setup. But again, Wildcard, I like the aggression, just kind of putting that ping differential a little bit more in their favor, I guess, if you want to call it that. But with that, it's going to cost them with some AKs and Galils.
Yeah, and just on USPs, oh boy. Jaba, when that smoke fades, just look in the top right and we'll keep it in. Let's see it. Mac 10's. Oh no, they actually charge forward. As before the smoke fades, instead they really wanted to get activated and they meet all 5, but now 2 players. They pop out from B main. Experative will scoop up a Mac 10. It is being watched. There's an AK down in front of him if he wants to stay lethal, but Sonic will send his aim awry, rather, and there you go. 2-0 start here for Wildcard.
Damn.
I would say that makes you grit your teeth a little, though.
Yeah, a little bit. And I was actually a little bit more caught off guard. I'm like, look, we haven't been able to say Wildcard's in the lead, and now they're, starting to string some rounds a little bit in their way. This is going to be a big test. Obviously, the first gun round coming through. Lag just going to have all the M4s. Not a single A4, too. Interesting. But nonetheless, it's going to be a big test to see what they're going to be able to do. I mean, that last round, actually, all things considered, that was really good because, I mean, even the double pistols being an E-box, it actually became a threat, right? I mean, they were able to make that down to, what, like a 2v2, I think, at one point. So that was some really good damage done.
Uh-oh. He's up. Oh, I mean, double swing there from OG Wizard as well. Certainly helping out. Yeah, Fuzi without a chance. That is information, though. How are Wildcard going to react? It's actually Lag who are reacting by dumping their utility and stopping any chance at that reaction. Proactivity paying off here for Life's a Game, but it might come back to bite him. Flashing through this, though, a perfect position there by Nick X. Just receives that play with open arms. Knows there's another here inside of E-Box, and Nick X is fiendish right now alongside Experative first gun round to the CTs.
Yeah, and flawless round 2, right? So let's not forget that. They didn't lose a single player. I mean, they took a little bit of damage here and there, but that was really, really impressive from Lag. I mean, they looked a lot more composed for that. The gun round just looks so much better. And honestly, keeping all 5 players alive just means the money's just going to build up a little bit more better, just in the sake for the utility. But again, this is going to be an interesting one for Wildcard, because what they're going to do is have Sonic with the AK, Susp here with the Mac 10, and they're going to try to work around with pistols. So a little bit more for Sonic to see what he's going to be able to find. The armor is going to be a good note here for the players that nade. Not going to feel so good here for Weeza, as he's already down to 63 HP. Took a little bit of the pin to the tooth, and now he might get overwhelmed by these players. Maybe not, but he at least got some comrades to help him out, and now it's becoming a bit of a blender. And finally, we see Wildcard get something started, but Lag, they put themselves in a great position here, just waiting things out, and now the last 2 players just sitting in the back of mid.
Yeah, making a lot of steps on the fallback. Look at this angle being taken from Experative. He's up on top of the pots here. He actually did drop down, though. I wonder if he made a sound cue there. Now his position revealed and cleaned up. A little mistake there by Experative. Nyx, though, is fast on the chase and will deal with Stanislaw. Bring it back down to the 1 versus 2. And Fuzi without armor, but still makes good on it. Turns it to a 1 versus 1.
Hold on to this, and oh, that's not a flash you want. Buff Fuzi holding a tight angle, swats the shoulder. It's the greasiest spray, but man, the last bullet will make the connection. And okay, he's turning up, man. He's 7-1 now.
That is also so funny because you see him pre-fire. He knows he can't fire off of reaction because of just the ping factor. He has to go for the pre-fire, and Experative walks into it. Kind of a last gasp right there for Fuzi, and it works. Comes up clutch there, despite the huge disadvantage over there in middle. Like, Experative had them boxed in. Everything looked like it went right. Fuzi shows up, shows some intuition here, and actually outplays Lag.
Oh yeah, he does. No doubt about it. And some utility being a little bit thrown from Wildcard right now towards the east side. 3-player stack from the CTs of Lag, which will be interesting. Double nade to see if they can catch anybody kind of just on the other side of this. Not going to find any damage, but it's a good attempt. And now this is a big feeler round, right? I mean, Wildcard, again, still just kind of waiting things out, hoping for some kind of aggression for the pick. I do like this. I think there's a lot of discipline in this round. And both these teams now being a little bit more conservative what they want to do for this. But now you can see Wildcard, they're grouping up. They're ready to hit this A site. They're going to take it full man unit, essentially 4 ready to go.
Yeah, Nyx playing the off angles. Weeza up close, though, who could not convert the double. Susp is there with a trade. OG Wizard is at long range, however, and there's still no camera utility tossed in. That Molly misses as well. Makes life awkward here. The flashes. OG Wizard, not quite with the kill. It's Nick X instead, but he will be traded. And with the bomb plant coming through, OG Wizard has to be aware of middle at the same time. And it is not looking bright here for Lag as Experative swings into 2. OG Wizard is prepared for that flank coming on in. Don't give this guy a chance. He will seize any opportunity. He does not have a kit, though, so he needs to be quick, and that he is, but not ready for Fuzi in time. He hits him with the 100 ping swing, and then there's a 4-1 lead here for Wildcard.
Oh man, it would have been so good to see like Experative just playing that a little bit better, right? I mean, went for a big swing, kind of getting that information, just kind of, you know, getting a scope in the site, just trying to see where they were, but both those players were just ready to go and took him out. So there was a lot more work for OG Wizard, but man, oh man, he made that right down to the wire to the 1v1, but a really good attempt, a valiant effort, definitely, but just wasn't meant to be, unfortunately. But right now, Wildcard, a big change of pace here, a 4-1 scoreline now, putting themselves in a way more contention for this one. That nade is going to be just doing so much damage. Can he be able to find a kill? He will not, but my God, he's able to inflict at least something to Jaba.
I mean, an NT out of the pistols right there. But it's just being chased down right now. This is a start you like to see out of Wildcard. It's specifically Fuzi. Not even his opping, but just his rifling and the smarts you're seeing out of this player to lead off in this game that has really powered him to this lead.
Yeah, and that was a big thing I think we talked about it too in the pre-show, is that, you know, for the addition of Fuzi, you know, kind of taking over the op, you know, spot for Slight, you know, it's having someone that can be a rifler, but also having someone that can be, you know, a good opper as well. And I think we are starting to see that right now, because like you said, we haven't really seen the op out tons in this game, but now we finally will. So this is starting to really look like the worth of investment right now for Wildcard. This is a big change of events, putting themselves in a 4-round lead, something that, you know, Wildcard needed to have a long conversation about from the first game. But it is going to be none other than the Wizard find himself a nice bit of an opener to start things off on the CT side, and honestly, a much needed opening duel too.
I think this guy is the true wielder of the magic stick.
Oh, they're going to double push this. I love this. Just being active. This is a really important thing. Like, again, on the CT side, a map like this on Anubis, like, you have to be able to fight for this control. You need to get information. I love that they just go for the double player in the A main like this. They're switching it up a lot. This is something Lag have been doing really, really well with on their CT side. We saw that on Ancient before. Starting to see a little bit more now, but the question is, when do they want to re-aggress? Because this is a team that likes to get aggressive on their CT side, right? I mean, we talked a lot about that, and that was a big key of success.
Now, let's look at the actual map control here. Yes, they're in a 4-on-5, but look who has the initiative. Wildcard have the ability to make a play. Now, that Molly is the last in the tank here for Life's a Game. When that fades, here comes the blast into B. Two-man defense. Well, a third is arriving, though. OG Wizard about to make the move on it, but Experimentor not ready for that execute. OG Wizard does connect 2 shots, however, back into the site to keep this retake live. Eventually, he'll be met with a smoke, and that puts it down to these E-Box players to start off the retake. Can Fuzi and Stanislaw hold them off? Fuzi, high ping, fires off a pre-fire. Now looking back on in, nails the shot. The trade's not quite there from Stan, however. Now he is locked in a 1v1 versus Nyx, and he just could not convert the shot. No kit there for OG Wizard. Will not matter. Life's a Game. Will just barely get a retake.
Yeah, this is so impressive. Again, like, we talked a lot about OG Wizard, and you were definitely giving him a lot of praise, and rightfully so. I mean, this is a guy now setting himself at a 9-5. That was a triple kill round. He was able to just run around with the op, finding good connections. You know, before, like I talked about when it was in the halftime where they were up 10-2, he was sitting himself at a 14-4, and he was putting over, like, I think it was like 1,400 damage with an op, right? So it's pretty decent, and having just really, really good stats all around and essentially top fragging. And we're starting to see that right now. He's the top on the CT side. He's starting to be the impactful player that he wants to be. And now Leg finally get themselves a round back into this game, so only a 3-round deficit for them. But the op is going to be back out once again for Wildcard. So Fuzi, once again, he's going to try to equip it, see what he's going to be able to find. Looking for hope in middle right now, not able to find anything on it. Another slow pace round on this, but the composition on the CT side, it's changed once again here for Lag.
Yeah, this 0-man mid-hold we're seeing from Lag. They've left it empty, and so have Wildcard. It's a very weird neutral mid-round we have, where neither team is really taking mid-control. Instead, they're trying to work the extremities, so we're in for a bit of a train crash here. In towards A main. Weeza is going to be forced into a fight he didn't want, right into an op. And in fact, Wildcard with the pristine extremities control. Leaving mid empty and focusing in towards the site. Now it's up to OG Wizard. Fuzi with the swing. OG Wizard far faster on the draw. Or bring this one back just a little bit in low HP bar, but not for Jaba. Doesn't matter for him. Nails that shot, playing the off angles. Sees the shadow there, I think. No. Experative none the wiser, and will hand his back over to Jaba. Fortunately, that MP9 is just enough. A 2 versus 3 post plant is where we stand. OG Wizard still active. Experative desperately looking for an AK. And maybe just a way out in this one.
Yeah, this is going to be a save, no doubt. I think Experative, I like the idea because I was waiting to see what he was going to do with that molly, right? I thought he was going to be able to throw that, maybe deny the plant, just a few more seconds, reposition for OG Wizard, and maybe get a different position for a cheeky little quick duel, but not going to be the case. He really seemed focused on getting that AK. And honestly, I don't mind this play at all. I think it's worth the save on this one. It would have been a bit of a gamble for them. So at least they can keep the op in rotation, have an AK with that, you know, armor kit and some of the utility, the very limited utility. It's not a bad thing to go into this next round. I mean, now Wildcard have put themselves at 6. So they've already done a great job just putting themselves, you know, worst case scenario, this thing going all the way the distance of a 6-6, you know, first half. But now we're going to see Lag calling out their first timeout, which I don't even think they called out one in the first game. So out of the 2 matches here today that they've had the 2 separate BO1s, this is the first time they're having a little bit of a team talk and figuring out what they need to do to reconfigure themselves.
Yeah, that little weird mid-round that we had actually played more into the favor of Wildcard. Because the T's just outnumbered the CTs on the extremities right there. That two-man A setup, you're hoping for a wider spread default, not a concentrated push into A main so early on in the round. And so it's Wildcard who actually have the counter to the CT setup. Now, Fast Smoke's in towards B to put on some pressure. Fuzi aggressive. So is OG Wizard, though. Already taking a peek down into Canals. Does just miss out on Sus. But now he'll actually make the cross. And oh my goodness, I'm just looking at my mini-map, and there's the worst timing of timings there as OG Wizard left the line. Sus crossed into it.
Oh, it's just a game of timings, right?
Yeah, now he's pushed up. Now he's on this headshot angle. Nick X up close, but look at the drop down from Nyx. That's ridiculous. And OG Wizard still posted in mid. Still ready to brawl. He's gonna go for the swing. He is, and he hits Fuzi. What? OG Wizard, this is ridiculous. He's just traded places with Sonic, though. Sonic, does he even realize this? I mean, now he's gonna turn back around and will collect the headshot, but not the double. Loses the bomb. OG Wizards just casted spells, man.
Oh, man. He definitely has. I mean, he just, again, saving grace for these guys. Now, Jaba, I mean, a lot of praise we talked about him, what he's able to bring to the server. But again, 34 seconds now remain. He's got himself a lot of work cut out for him. He's going to be able to grab this bomb. So, again, he might be able to get himself into the site, but he has to get moving, right? I mean, time is definitely ticking. Now he's starting to realize it. Nick X, he goes for the peek. Oh, no, that's the opening he needed. He's going to get a free plant.
Hold up, Jaba?
Switching it.
Yes, time to rotate back to B. Jaba is a genius here. Completely sold. Bomb plant, easy. Reposition, he could be anywhere. But 16 HP.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. This is a good position right now for Jaba. Again, 16 HP. So like you said, one bullet's going to do. But it's a question Nyx is going to be able to land this, though. He has to be able to get this. 25 bullets in the chamber. Can he find the connection needed? The smoke's going to block him off. Look at Jaba's angle. Oh, and he's got a back, and he's going to be able to take him out. And there it is. Wildcard, once again, they will secure themselves the lead in this half and continue on with the reign of terror.
I mean, he is the one player who is really just mechanically stepping up for this team. He got handed a straight up 1v1 versus Nyx. And just deleted him. That's what you bring in Jaba for. He is just for flawless execution in these late round situations. You want him in those simplified game states where there's not a lot of utility, there's not a lot of map movement. It just comes down to the gunplay, because that's where he thrives. We're looking at a straight A play as well, just against half bought up pistols. Nyx trying to get himself into the mix, but floor is lava over towards that A site. So bomb's gonna get planted. Triple flank arriving, but 3 players also holding. But they actually break through. Are you kidding me? OG Wizard just hit 2 1Ds. What is going on here? Weezer cleans up the last. OG Wizard walked out camera and 1D 2 people. Because that's just what OG Wizard does.
Yeah, I don't even get it anymore. Like, honestly, we might as well just keep the camera focused on OG Wizard, because I guess he's just going to do some crazy magical things here. He's just putting himself with a double kill, doing even tons of damage. Weez is able to find himself that double as well. But my God, I thought this was over. I thought that round was completely done and dusted. I thought the 3-player flank was never going to work. And even Wildcard, I think they're agreeing. They're like, look, like, what the hell happened here? What just happened to us? And I mean, it was a sure thing. They should have been able to have that 8th round, and it slipped away. But man, oh man, this is what we talked about with Lag. This is like, you know, they're such a team that just keeps pressuring on, and you can't count them out until the game's over. So now pistols are on the board for Wildcard, despite them getting the bomb plant. It's an opportunity for Lag to get themselves maybe these last 2.
I mean, OG Wizard, you know, I've talked about Jaba, Lake, Grizz. OG Wizard has also got to go into the conversation when it comes to the talent that is really rising up here in North America. And, you know, nationality Ukrainian, at least to my knowledge, he's been here for about 3 years, competing in NA since he was 15 years old, and has brought his talents to absolutely roll the competition. He's just all the good mechanics you want in a player just mashed into one. And he has a cool username, so that works, but ooh, it's Java. Java with the deagle. Pistols running forward. Weeza next in line. And the Pistols have gained ground.
Yeah, this is not good. Okay, again, like I love that start from Java. Yeah, like you said. Oh god, okay, the Pistols again. How have they lost this many players? Nyx is trying to be able to get something done. He finds two, but now OG Wizard, I mean, yeah, he's been able to, you know, be a wizard, I guess, right? Stay true to the name, one of the best names we said. But I mean, now this is a 1-on-2, an AK in the hands of Sonic, and the M4 being picked up now from Jaba. He's going to the right site though, so he's definitely got a spidey sense of tingling.
Here's him.
This could be big. This could be absolutely huge. He needs to be able to find this first kill. Has to be able to land this shot, and he does. Can he reposition? It's cost of his HP. Now things are getting a little bit more problematic. Bullets in the chamber. What, 6 remaining for Jaba, and it's OG Wizard once again to come in with a clutch.
Dude, he hit 3 shots to get 2 kills with that AWP. He also hit a wall bang onto Jaba. This guy just doesn't miss. This is, it was a battle of 2 talents right there. Jaba and OG Wizard, but my goodness. I am just starstruck by this player right now. Wildcard with like a really amazing start to the round, but they didn't take down OG Wizard, and in a 1v2 where he knows where his targets is. Oh my goodness. It's a shame we don't get it from his POV, because dude,
he's just stepping up when he needs to, and that's the biggest thing, right? The fact that he's able to put himself at a 16-6. Nobody else in his team has even hit double digits yet. Let's put that in perspective as well. I talked about in the first game, I said, look, you know, everybody's contributing equally from lag, but that's not the case here right now. OG Wizard's like, you know what? I can flex. I can frag out too.
Dude.
I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to activate the op, and he's going to be able to find himself another kill before he gets taken down. But now look at the situation that Wildcard's in. They have 2 players remaining, leaving it just down to Sonic. He has no options in the world. This is to close things off. His options are completely limited here, Fi, and I think lag, they might be able to bring things back, and of course they do, and it's going to be the 7-5 half for Wildcard. We're going to take that break and see what OG Wizard has in store for us in the second. we're finally back, and I mean, Wildcard have been able to get themselves the lead going into the second, but man, oh man, have we gone through a magical way to get themselves at a 7-5, and now Lag, we're going to see if they have enough gas in the tank after the heroic plays of OG Wizard and co. Bring things back. It's Laz and Fi to see how things end here for the last match of the day here for us on the stream.
I mean, like, we're like playing like an MMO RPG here with OG Wizard and just his little adventure. He's a mage on a quest for 6 shots and quick frags. We'll see if he can deliver some of that in the pistol. He's gonna need to, because he's losing his whole team. Jaba from A main deals with one prong of approach, but Weeza does arrive with a kill of his own, and A site control is available. OG Wizard is still alive, to the chagrin of Wildcard. And, well, he fortunately runs out of ammunition and will get finished off. Goose landed by Weeza, not enough, and Wildcard will deal with the OG Wizard threat.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, again, for Wildcard, they get themselves the pistol. They're getting another one in their favor now. So honestly, only losing Jaba, but that was after the fact that he found, 2 opening duels. Pretty insane. I mean, Lag do get themselves the bomb down, which is a really, really good note. I would like to see them kind of go for a bit more of an aggressive purchase on this to see if they can catch, Wildcard off guard, kind of get this T side back in motion, right? Get the wheels on the road a little bit better on this one. And yeah, we're going to see a Galil. Mac 10 is going to be purchased up, full utility. So they're going to try to take full advantage of this and see what they're going to be able to grind through this and try to level up again. Oh, no fooling around though. Lag actually, instead of, kind of splitting things off, being a little bit more slow paced and spreading across the map, they're actually just going to wait things out and take this very slow and steady here in A main. And Jaba, he's the one player that's anchoring, and he's going to get overwhelmed with utility.
Yeah, but it's Jaba we're talking about. Just an incredible rifler in his own right. Oh, and the grenades. The support utility is exceptional here from Wildcard. They have a strategy for this, but they're also opting to play a 5-on-5 post plant and make it 4.
Yeah, that's definitely going to do. And like you said, Jaba, you say his name a few times, he's definitely going to appear. Now he's just going to frag out. Wildcard ready to go through this door, and look at how fast this retake is going to be. Spiritive has no sort of an answer at all. A flawless round once again for Wildcard. Lots of players getting, well, I'd say 2, taking less than 50, but at the same time, a really impressive showing you see from the CT side here. Now with the bomb down going down again, this isn't going to be AKs that are going to be on the board, but this time I'd imagine we're just going to see the pistols, that utility once more, just to making sure they can get the big green back on the battlefield to see what they can do. But, I mean, with a score line like this, I mean, they can't really, allow much more room here and that wiggle room for Wildcard. Otherwise, this could be some hot waters.
Yeah, it's interesting and nifty to see a little plan in motion. Really wanted to play the A-site retake there for Wildcard, and for good reason. Oh, now we're getting a little bit more aggressive, though, towards the canals. Sonic sees nothing, and, like, in his mind, they have to be towards Rugs. There's a second molly. Now there's a smoke. Ooh, that is brutal. HE to the stairs as well, and full canals control, an utter lockout of the map.
Yeah, this is good work from Sonic that was able to just, again, like, that smoke caused a lot of disruption here for Lag. And you can just see they're posted up, and this is a really bad position they're in. Like, this is not a good position. They have to get the heck out of this.
It's interesting, though, because Wildcard are also dead out of utility as well. So they spent everything to take that control. But now the Tech-9 start to reclaim the map. They have a lot of ground to cover, but it not quite the triple, but should be good enough. Walking into the site, though, and these T's get armed with rifles. And OG Wizard steps forward. He wants to be the playmaker. He needs to be the playmaker here. Down 9-5. OG Wizard, as the smoke fades, Suspa's got the coverage, and in the open, Experative finished off by the MP9s. We've got double digits for Wildcard.
Yeah, this is, again, for Wildcard, I mean, these retakes haven't really looked too flashy or anything like that. It's just been very efficient, right? I mean, now this is the second time we've seen them look pretty clean. So they only lost Java and Sonic in the round previously here. So this is a good note for them. And now, like you said, they've hit double digits is the most we've seen from them so far here today. So getting closer and closer to the end point. Ops now going to be brought out here for Fuzi. But it's AK's reigning supreme a little bit here for the T side. But what do we see different from them, right? I mean, I feel like when they were being a bit more aggro, they were getting in the face a little bit more. That's when they were really starting to play lights out, right? So now this is a big question. Are we going to see that now? Well, that's going to do.
Oh, well, yeah. Sure, I guess. Yeah, it's OG Wizards world. We're just living in it, but Sus takes the flash peek all the way to the house, trying to game behind the T-zone lurk smoke. In fact, he's going to stick around. He wants to battle, and he is collecting.
Oh, that's scary. Nyx is playing a very dangerous game, and Jaba, how is he in that kind of a position to put that much damage done? He almost got 2 kills in there.
It's just Jaba. It's just Jaba and the incredible mechanics he worked with. He spray transferred a dink onto Experative. Like, if Sonic feels like giving a bank shot to this HE, he could get this kill. Instead, he'll step forward for a headshot of his own, and he knows he has an isolated fight onto Nick X on this site right now as well. Trying to put on the pressure with a molly off the mark. And that allows Nick X to stay tucked. OG Wizard trying to put the pressure on in middle. He's going to start activating. He's running through camera, but Nick X on the site has not been cleared, and he's going to get the finisher. Life's the game are still in this.
That was really good play from for Nick X, right? I mean, the fact that he just kind of tucked tail, he just hugging that spot, did not move a muscle. That was so important because, again, if he would have overpeaked that, it would have allowed a big one-on-one fight for Sonic. And we saw before, Wildcard, they're definitely going to prevail if they're given that opportunity. So a lot better post-plant positioning that we see from Leg. I was talking a lot about, Wildcard looking pretty efficient on those retakes. They finally get stunted just a bit more. But here we are. Now OG Wizard's going to have the ult for himself. Fuzi as well here on the CT side. A 10-6 score line. A little bit more spread out here from Lag. Getting a bit more feel of this. Fuzi's already put himself deep in A main. Like, look at how much aggression he's putting onto this. He's trying to find himself an opening duel. Get the hell out of here after, right? He wants to be able to just have that number advantage, but instead realizing, look, the risk might not be the reward here. Let's just fall back and regroup and kind of re-aggress on this decision later. Yeah,
eventually the Rugs player is going to play a part in that engagement, so wise to fall back. You can get that opening pick, but if you get traded, it's right back to square one. So just got to stay aware of all those potentials here, especially as you're on the CT side rather than the T end. And, well, okay, then he does continue holding the line. A much safer angle. Nyx tests him. And on 100 ping, Fuzi is firing off. Stanislaw and Jaba combined for 2 in middle. And Experative just trying to squeeze water from stone here. He's not going to be able to do that. This round falls flat, and we're looking at Wildcard up to 11.
Yeah, this is, and again, for OG Wizard, I mean, he's still got 25 seconds. He has to stay alive. This is not good. And already a player through back lines. It's a question if he can actually stay alive. And I think that's actually Stanislaw. It is. He's actually creeped himself already way through T-spawn. Oh my God, the timing. Oh my God, he didn't see the barrel.
No one called it out.
Oh no, please. Oh, for the love of God, please just stay alive now.
He's gonna find him, I think. Oh, or not. He's not gonna keep. He's gonna stop moonwalking.
He's going to be able to survive this. I can't even believe that. And I'm imagining he must have saw that. Like, surely he must have. Oh, my God.
He missed.
Okay. Woo. All right. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
It's not fine for the whole Lights of Game camp. Yes, OG Wizard keeps his AWP, but they are in dire straits right now. They've got to come up with something to win this kind of round as well. We're looking at a half buy with your backs up against the wall. OG Wizard has probably the toughest task in his op adventure on this map. 22-10. He's won so many rounds for Life's a Game as well. These aren't just impactless kills. I can only guess what he could try to get up to.
No, 100%. I mean, that's the thing. Like, he's literally top fragging the entire server. Like, he's 20, like you said, 22 and 10. He's put a ton of impact in this game, but we need to see somebody else step up here, right? I mean, that's where, for any lag fans, they know there's a lot of work cut out for this. Definitely, you know, the big story of a comeback can happen here. It ain't over yet, but again, they got a long road to make this a possibility. But OG Wizard's going to be able to get boosted here in mid. Just going to try to see he's able to find a connection. Nobody's going to be there at all. Actually, Stan playing a very passive setup so far. And Susp once again toying with the idea that he wants to swing out of B main. They've done this a few times, and he's been gifted some kills. Even if it's just one kill, it's still going to be enough. Fuzi's actually going to be able to win the engagement. He gets a great shot. A little bit of a spam as well. So now things are getting a little bit more interesting. This nade, not going to really do a ton of damage, but again, going to get some information, and now Leg, they got to figure out a plan quick.
Oh, and I mean, through the molly, that's not the plan. That's the bomb. Just wanted to commit to the bit, but that's probably going to cost them this map right here. The flawless streak is looking like it's ending soon. OG Wizard in a 1v5, and he will finally miss. Susp closes 12-6.
Yeah, I don't love that play from Lag. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but it felt like they got read. Like, they just got read like a kid's book. Like, they knew, like, Wildcard knew exactly what they were going to do. So it's just the fact that they kind of ran into a blender. The first player going down had the bomb, and the bomb just flew towards, you know, the silo there, or like the pillar, which is just, it just made it even worse. And like you said, I think that was the gimme round, unfortunately, and that might be the tail of the end here. I mean, unless we see some kind of miracle or some kind of spell casted on this, I have no idea. Stan now getting even more aggressive. He wants to get this thing done. He's going to find himself a kill. Will get traded out, but now he's got some decent intel. He's been able to investigate a little bit. This aggression from the CTs, this is new. This is a big change, but now look what the cost is. But it doesn't matter because Jaba locking it down once again, and it's a flying MAC-10. What is going on, Fi? It's just bullets raining here from the CT side. Nick's by himself. He's got a MAC-10 and a dream with 1:18 left. No control of the bomb. That's all she wrote, and it's going to be a 13-6 here for Wildcard.
Yeah, they're going to close this one out. They're going to get their first map of the season. Ancient was a thing just to forget. Put into the rearview mirror. There was definitely a lot of hiccups. They were just outclassed when it comes down to the firepower. But Wildcard were just all over the play on this one. Despite OG Wizard just making rounds happen out of thin air, pulling out multi-kills where it's not supposed to happen with an AWP, and he's a blessing to watch.